They turned my 1 year old away at Christmas. They said there was no space. So she walked home alone, with every gift still in her hands. That night, I didn't argue. I made a call. 5 hours later, their perfect Christmas ended. My name is Gloria Stanton. I was 35. I had an 11-year-old daughter named Vicki, and I had spent years trying to keep the peace with my parents in Boston. The rules were clear. Show up when asked. Don't make waves. Don't bring problems. I followed them. Until one Christmas night I came home and found out what happens when you follow rules that were never meant to protect you. Vicki was supposed to be at their house. Big dinner. Cousins. Sleepover. She had talked about it for weeks. She packed her little backpack with gifts she wrapped herself. A scarf for Grandma. A mug for Grandpa. A handmade ornament for Aunt Loretta. She even made one for her cousin Troy. She was proud of them. I dropped her off that afternoon. She waved from the porch, smiling, happy. I got home late. The house was dark, quiet, too quiet. I opened the door and the first thing I saw was her shoes by the entryway, then her coat, then the gifts. All of them lined up neatly, bags upright, tags still on, tissue paper fluffed, like she didn't want them to look messy even after everything. Vicki was sitting at the kitchen table. Same dress she wore when I dropped her off. Shoulders hunched, hands folded, not crying, just small. I stared at her. You're supposed to be at Grandma and Grandpa's. I know, she said, voice flat, like she had practiced it. Why are you here? She looked at the gifts, then at me. They said there wasn't enough space. I felt the air leave the room. Space for what? For me. The words landed like a slap. I kept my voice steady. Tell me what happened. She took a breath. I rang the bell. Grandma opened the door. She looked surprised, like she forgot I was coming. Aunt Loretta was behind her. She said, "Oh, oh." Then Grandma said it was a full house. Not enough chairs. I asked about the cousins. They were inside. I could see them through the window. Logan laughed and said, my dress looked like a curtain. She paused, swallowed. I tried to give Grandma her gift, the scarf I made. She didn't take it. She said, not now. I asked if I could use the phone to call you. Grandma said no. It would just make it harder. And you were busy. Grandpa said, I should walk home. It's not far. I stared at her. You walked home alone? At night? On Christmas? She nodded once. I didn't know which way at first. We always drive. But I figured it out. I looked at the gifts, then at the kitchen, then at her face, trying to keep mine calm. And this. I pointed at the burnt pan on the stove. A plate with crumbs. I got hungry, she whispered. I wanted to make it feel like Christmas. I watched a video. It just burned. I opened the window. The fact that she was trying to apologize for burning food after being turned away at the door made something inside me break. I pulled a chair out, sat beside her. Start from the beginning. She did. Every detail, every word they said, every look, every laugh from Logan, every time someone said, not now, every time no one stopped it. When she finished, I didn't shout. I didn't call my mother and scream. Vicki didn't need to hear that. She didn't need to feel like she caused a war. So I swallowed it. All of it. I held her hand. Then I stood up, took my phone, and made a call. If this story of betrayal and unbreakable love hits close to home, hit like, subscribe, and share for more real-life family dramas that show what happens when someone finally stands up. Your support keeps these stories coming. Now let me tell you what happened next. 5 hours later, the snow had eased into a steady fall. Gloria drove back to the house in Boston. The same house she grew up in. The same porch light still on. She parked, took a breath, then walked up the steps and rang the bell. Dad opened the door. His face went tight when he saw her. Gloria, what are you doing here? I'm here for Vicki, she said. Voice calm, steady. She's not at your place. She's home. Alone. With burnt food and every gift she brought still in bags by the door. Dad stepped back. Let her in. Mom appeared from the living room. Loretta stood behind her, arms folded. Troy peeked from the hallway. No one spoke at first. Gloria looked around. The table was set for 6, plates full, wine glasses half empty. Laughter from earlier still hung in the air. But no place for an 11-year-old. "Where is Grandma?" Gloria asked. Mom glanced at Dad. "She's resting." Gloria walked past them. Straight to the back room. Empty. Wheelchair gone. Blanket gone. Mobility equipment gone. She turned. "Where is she?" Dad cleared his throat. "We moved her to a facility. For her safety." Gloria stared at him. "Her safety? Or yours?" Loretta stepped forward. "Don't make this dramatic. Grandma was tired. We thought it was best." Gloria pulled out her phone. Dialed 911 again. This time she put it on speaker. "Boston Police. What's your emergency?" "My name is Gloria Stanton. My grandmother is missing from her home. Her mobility equipment is gone. My parents took her earlier today. They are refusing to tell me where she is or let me speak to her. I believe she is in danger." Dad's face drained. Mom covered her mouth. Loretta whispered, "You're insane." The dispatcher stayed calm. "Officers are en route. Stay on the line." Gloria looked at her family. "You can hang up if you want. But I'm not leaving until I know she's safe." Dad tried to speak. Gloria raised a hand. "Save it." Minutes later, lights flashed outside. 2 officers knocked. Dad opened the door. They stepped in. Asked questions. Gloria explained. Showed the text from Vicki. The timestamp. The burnt pan photo she took before leaving home. One officer looked at Dad. "Sir, where is your mother?" Dad hesitated. "At a care facility. For the night." "Which one?" Dad gave the name. The officer radioed it in. Then looked at Gloria. "We'll check on her. You want to come with us?" "Yes." They drove. Gloria in the back. Dad and Mom followed in their car. Loretta stayed behind. The facility was 20 minutes away. Quiet building. Snow piled on the sides. They found Grandma in a small room. Awake. Alert. Wheelchair by the bed. She looked up when Gloria walked in. Relief flashed across her face. "Gloria," she said. Voice rough but strong. "Took you long enough." Gloria knelt. Took her hand. "I'm here now." Grandma squeezed. "They said it was for my health. Moved me this morning. Didn't even let me say goodbye to Vicki." The officer asked Grandma questions. Calm. Respectful. Grandma answered clearly. She didn't want to be here. She wanted to go home. With Gloria. Or anywhere but here. The officer nodded. "Ma'am, you can leave whenever you want. We'll escort you." Grandma looked at Dad. At Mom. "I'm done." Dad tried to speak. Grandma raised a hand. "Save it." They helped Grandma into Gloria's car. She sat in the front. Vicki's seat still warm from earlier. Grandma looked at Gloria. "Call my lawyer. Mr. Vernon Greer. In Cambridge. Tell him what happened. Tell him I want to change everything." Gloria started the engine. Nodded. "I will." They drove back through the snow. Quiet. Grandma stared out the window. Then she said, "Next Christmas. Vicki won't stand outside anyone's door." Gloria smiled. "Small. Real." "No. She won't." They pulled into Gloria's driveway. Vicki ran out. Saw Grandma. Ran to the car. Hugged her tight. Grandma hugged back. Hard. Inside, Gloria made tea. Vicki sat beside Grandma. Told her about the burnt food. Grandma laughed. "Next time we'll make it together." Gloria watched them. Felt the knot in her chest loosen just a little. Then she picked up her phone. Dialed Mr. Vernon Greer. It was time to end this. For good. The next day, the snow had melted into slush on the sidewalks. Gloria sat at Dr. Wade's kitchen table with her phone. Vicki was still asleep in the spare room. Gloria dialed the number Grandma had given her the night before. "Mr. Vernon Greer" picked up on the second ring. "Mr. Greer? This is Gloria Stanton. My grandmother asked me to call you." His voice was calm. Professional. "I've been expecting this. Your grandmother called me last night from the facility. She told me everything. She wants to meet today. Can you bring her to my office in Cambridge?" "Yes. We'll be there." Gloria woke Vicki gently. Told her they were going to see someone important. Vicki asked if it was Grandma. Gloria said yes. Vicki smiled. Small. Tired. But real. They drove to Cambridge. The streets were quiet after the storm. Mr. Greer's office was on the second floor of a brick building near Harvard Square. Small, neat, bookshelves full of law volumes. A window that looked out on the snow-covered quad. Grandma was already there. Wheelchair by the desk. Blanket across her lap. She looked up when Gloria walked in. "About time," she said. But her eyes were soft. Mr. Greer stood. Shook Gloria's hand. Then Vicky's. "Sit down. We have work to do." He explained it simply. Grandma's house wasn't in Mom and Dad's names. It was in her living trust. They were beneficiaries, meaning they were set to inherit after she passed. But while she was alive, she could change everything. Beneficiaries. Distributions. All of it. Grandma tapped the arm of her wheelchair. "I gave them space. They used it to turn away my great-granddaughter on Christmas. I'm done." Mr. Greer opened a folder. "We can update the trust today. Remove your parents and your sister Loretta as beneficiaries. Move the house and savings to Gloria and Vicki. We can also add provisions for your care. Home health aid. Modifications. Whatever you need." Grandma looked at Gloria. "You okay with that?" Gloria swallowed. "I didn't come here for money. I came because you asked me to." Grandma reached over. Squeezed her hand. "I know. But I'm not leaving my house to people who treat a child like a problem. You and Vicki deserve better." Vicki sat quietly. Watching. Listening. When Grandma finished speaking, Vicki said, "I don't want them to be sad. But I don't want them to hurt us again either." Grandma smiled. Small. Proud. Smart girl. Mr. Greer printed the documents. Explained each page. Grandma read carefully. Asked questions. Signed where he pointed. Witnesses signed. Pages were initialed. Notarized on the spot. When it was done, Grandma looked at Mr. Greer. "Now I want them kept away from me. Restraining order if necessary." He nodded. "We'll start the process. And we'll get you back home. Today, if possible." Gloria helped Grandma into the car. Vicki sat beside her. Held her hand the whole drive back to Boston. Grandma stared out the window. Then she said, "Next Christmas. Vicki won't stand outside anyone's door." Gloria smiled. Small? Real? "No. She won't." They pulled into the driveway of Grandma's house. The same house Mom and Dad had tried to claim. Gloria helped Grandma inside. Vicki ran ahead. Opened doors. Turned on lights. Grandma sat in her favorite chair. Looked around like she hadn't seen it in years. "I'm home," she said quietly. Gloria knelt beside her. "You are." Grandma looked at Vicki. "Next Christmas. You're not standing outside anyone's door." Vicki smiled. "I know." Gloria stood. Looked at the tree in the corner. Still decorated. Still waiting. She walked over, plugged in the lights. Watched them glow. Then she turned to Grandma. "We'll make it a good one." Grandma nodded. "We already are." Gloria felt something shift inside her. Not anger. Not relief. Just space. Space to build something new. Something real. Something no one could take away. She picked up her phone. Texted Opal. Told her Grandma was home. Safe. Then she looked at Vicki. At Grandma. At the lights on the tree. And for the first time in years, Christmas didn't feel like a deadline. It felt like a beginning. A month after the change, the house in Boston stood empty. No lights in the windows. No cars in the driveway. The for sale sign went up 2 weeks earlier. Realtor photos showed the living room where Vicki once stood outside the door. Gloria drove by once. Just to see. Then she never went back. Mom and Dad moved to a small apartment. 1 bedroom. No yard. They stopped calling. Stopped texting. The last message from Mom said, "We're sorry. We didn't mean to hurt anyone." Gloria read it. Then deleted it. No reply. No forgiveness. Just silence. Loretta called twice. First time, Gloria let it ring. Second time, she answered. Loretta's voice was different. Not sharp. Not defensive. Quiet. Almost broken. "Gloria, I need to talk to you." Gloria waited. "I didn't know Grandma would change everything. I thought it was just temporary. I thought we could fix it later." Gloria looked at Vicki coloring in the next room. "You laughed when Troy said her dress looked like a curtain. You stood there and watched them turn her away. You didn't say a word." Loretta swallowed. I know. I was wrong. I was scared. I didn't want to lose my place. My share. But seeing Mom and Dad like this, I can't sleep. Gloria didn't respond. I'll testify, Loretta said. If you need me to. About what happened that night. About what I saw. About what I didn't do. Gloria thought about the burnt pan. The gifts lined up by the door. Vicky's small voice saying, I tried. She thought about the trust papers Mr. Vernon Greer filed. The new beneficiaries. The house. The savings. All of it now in her and Vicky's name. You can testify, Gloria said. But don't expect anything from me. Not forgiveness. Not a relationship. Nothing. Loretta was quiet for a long moment. I understand. Gloria hung up. Didn't block the number. Didn't need to. There was nothing left to say. Grandma moved in the next week. Gloria cleared out the spare room. Made it hers. Wide doors. Grab bars. A bed that adjusted. Grandma brought her favorite chair. Her books. Her blankets. She sat by the window every morning. Watched the snow melt into spring. Vicki sat with her. Read aloud from her school books. Grandma corrected her pronunciation. Taught her words she'd never heard before. One afternoon Grandma looked at Gloria. You didn't have to do this. Take me in. Gloria sat beside her. You didn't have to change the trust. Grandma smiled. Small. Sharp. Fair trade. Vicki came in from school. Dropped her backpack. Ran to Grandma. Hugged her tight. I made you a picture. Grandma took it. Looked at the drawing. 3 people. Grandma. Gloria. Vicki. Holding hands. Under a big tree. Beautiful, she said. We'll frame it. Gloria watched them. Felt something settle inside her. Not anger. Not relief. Just space. Space to breathe. Space to be. The house was quiet now. Not the heavy quiet of her childhood. The good kind. The kind that let you think. Let you plan. Let you live. Gloria started working more hours. Saved more money. Vicki joined a soccer team. Grandma cheered from the sidelines in her wheelchair. Opal came over for dinner. Dr. Wade too. They filled the table. Filled the house. Filled the empty spaces. Gloria never looked back. Never checked on her parents. Never answered Loretta's texts. She didn't need to. They had made their choices. Long ago. She had made hers. And hers included a daughter who no longer asked why Grandma and Grandpa didn't love her. A grandmother who chose her over everything else. A life built from scratch. Stronger because it was chosen. Not given. That was enough. More than enough. 6 months later, the courtroom in Suffolk County felt colder than the blizzard that started it all. Gloria sat in the front row. Maria beside her. Mr. Vernon Greer at the table. Vicki stayed home with Grandma. Gloria didn't want her hearing the details again. The judge called the case. Child endangerment. Abandonment. Civil damages tied to the trust dispute. The prosecutor stood. Laid out the timeline. Christmas night. Vicki turned away at the door. 11 years old. Walking home alone. Carrying gifts she made herself. No phone. No help. No one checking on her. Gloria listened. Kept her face steady. But inside she felt the same knot she felt that night in the kitchen. The burnt pan. The small voice saying, I tried. Maria presented the evidence. Photos of the gifts lined up by the door. Text messages from Vicki that night. The 911 call log. The police report from Christmas. Then she called witnesses. First, the officer who responded to the call. He testified about the scene. Gloria at the house. Dad blocking the doorway. Grandma in the back room. Moved without consent. The officer confirmed Grandma wanted to leave. Confirmed Gloria took her home safely. Then Mr. Vernon Greer. He brought the trust documents. The original. The updated version. Showed the judge the signatures. The dates. The new beneficiaries. Gloria and Vicki. He explained the change was legal. Voluntary. Grandma's decision. He read Grandma's statement. I will not reward people who treat a child like she doesn't belong. The judge asked if Grandma was available to testify. Mr. Greer said she preferred not to be in court. But she gave a sworn affidavit. The judge accepted it. Loretta took the stand last. She looked smaller than Gloria remembered. Hair pulled back. Hands folded tight. The prosecutor asked what happened Christmas night. Loretta spoke quietly. I was there. I saw Vicki at the door. I heard Mom say there wasn't enough space. I heard Dad tell her to walk home. I didn't stop it. I didn't say anything. I laughed when Troy made a joke about her dress. I thought it would blow over. The prosecutor asked why she didn't help. Loretta looked down. I was scared. Scared of losing my place. My share. I thought if I stayed quiet it would be okay. Gloria watched her. Felt nothing. Not anger. Not pity. Just distance. Loretta looked at the judge. I'm sorry. I should have spoken up. I should have let her in. I didn't. And I'll live with that. The prosecutor asked if she had evidence. Loretta nodded. I have texts. From Mom and Dad. Planning to sell the house. Talking about how Gloria wouldn't need it. How they could use the money. I saved them. I'll give them to you. She handed over her phone. The prosecutor entered the screenshots. The jury saw them. Clear. Dated. Damning. The defense tried to argue. Family disagreement. Misunderstanding. But the evidence was too strong. The jury didn't take long. They came back after 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. Child endangerment. Abandonment. Conspiracy to commit fraud in the trust matter. The judge set sentencing for next month. Assets remained frozen. Additional damages pending. Gloria walked out of the courtroom. Didn't look back. Didn't speak to anyone. Dr. Wade waited outside. Didn't ask questions. Just walked with her to the car. At home, Vicki was waiting. How did it go? Gloria knelt. We won the first part. Vicki hugged her. Good. Grandma said we would. Gloria looked at Grandma in her chair. Grandma nodded once. No words needed. That night Gloria sat on the porch. Watched the streetlights come on. Thought about the house. The trust. The money. Thought about Loretta's testimony. Thought about Mom and Dad facing what they did. She didn't feel triumph. She felt finished. The fight was over. The damage was done. Now it was time to live. She went inside. Locked the door. Turned off the lights. And slept without dreaming of snow. Weeks after trial, the judge read the sentence in Suffolk County Court. Gloria sat in the front row. Maria beside her. Mr. Vernon Greer at the table. Vicki stayed home with Grandma. Gloria didn't want her hearing the final words. The judge spoke slowly. Clear. Final. Loretta received 5 years probation. Full cooperation. Restitution. Community service. Mom and Dad each got 10 years. Eligible for parole after 6. The house was ordered returned to Gloria's name. All assets frozen until restitution paid. Damages awarded. $30,000. Dad's retirement gone. Mom's savings seized. Their house foreclosed. Loretta lost her job. Her car repossessed. Friends stopped calling. The neighborhood talked. The story stayed in the papers for weeks. Gloria didn't go to the prison intake. Didn't visit. Didn't answer the letters Mom sent. One from Dad. One from Loretta. She read them once. Then shredded them. Dr. Wade asked her once if she regretted it. Gloria said no. Regret would mean she still cared what they thought. She didn't. Vicki asked about them sometimes. Do Grandma and Grandpa miss us? Gloria told her the truth. They made choices. We made ours. And our choice is to be happy. Vicki hugged her. I like happy. Gloria hugged her back. Tight. Me too. The house sold eventually. Gloria used the money for Vicki's college fund. For therapy. For a small place of their own. Nothing big. Just theirs. Gloria never spoke to them again. No calls. No holidays. No what-ifs. The door closed. Locked. She turned the key herself. And walked forward. With Vicki. With Grandma. With Dr. Wade. With Opal. With the life they built. Not perfect. But real. And hers. Grandma moved into the new place with them. Her room had wide doors. Grab bars. A bed that adjusted. She sat by the window every morning. Watched the neighborhood wake up. Vicki sat with her. Read aloud from her school books. Grandma corrected her pronunciation. Taught her words she'd never heard before. One afternoon, Grandma looked at Gloria. You didn't have to do this. Take me in. Gloria sat beside her. You didn't have to change the trust. Grandma smiled. Small. Sharp. Fair trade. Vicki came in from school, dropped her backpack, ran to Grandma, hugged her tight. I made you a picture. Grandma took it, looked at the drawing. 3 people. Grandma, Gloria, Vicki, holding hands, under a big tree. Beautiful, she said. We'll frame it. Gloria watched them, felt something settle inside her. Not anger, not relief, just space. Space to breathe, space to be. The new house was quiet now, not the heavy quiet of her childhood. The good kind. The kind that let you think, let you plan, let you live. Gloria started working more hours, saved more money. Vicki joined a soccer team. Grandma cheered from the sidelines in her wheelchair. Opal came over for dinner. Dr. Wade too. They filled the table, filled the house, filled the empty spaces. Gloria never looked back, never checked on her parents, never answered Loretta's texts. She didn't need to. They had made their choices. Long ago, she had made hers. And hers included a daughter who no longer asked why Grandma and Grandpa didn't love her. A grandmother who chose her over everything else. A life built from scratch. Stronger because it was chosen, not given. That was enough. More than enough. True family is choice, not blood. Justice comes from strength and law, not revenge, not forgiveness forced, but from standing up, from speaking the truth, from refusing to disappear. If someone ever called you or your child a mistake, know this: they were wrong. You are not a mistake. You are a beginning. And beginnings can outlast anything. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If Gloria and Vicki's story moved you, if it reminded you that resilience and truth can overcome even the deepest betrayal, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your support keeps these stories alive. Now I'm listening. Have you ever had to rebuild after someone you trusted let you down? Tell me in the comments. I read every one.